Your favourite video game doesn't make you feel good and you need to admit it to yourself. The weird part about it all is that we slave away behind our mouse and keyboards, grinding out levels and rewards, in return for nothing but generally shitty moods and virtual items that we won't care about in a couple years time when a new game comes out. Given that 99.9% of us will never ever earn a single penny from video games, and actually it's going to be more of a drain on our money than anything, we should really be baffled by the fact that we get put in such shitty moods all the time. There is no value in unlocking a new reward in the battle pass when you've spent £7. The real value in gaming has always been and will always be the fact that you can socialise. During the year of COVID especially, being able to get away from life for a little bit, relax, escape and make some good friends and almost be as if you're hanging around with your mates still. That's been the real godsend. It's been an absolute blessing. But aside from that, the actual video games themselves are becoming so intense and competitive that all the effort and struggle we go through to unlock rewards and pretty skins to make us feel as though all the time and energy we invest into this one game is worth it. But after a while, I ended up lifting my head out the bleeding sand. I started to pay attention to my mood and realised I was getting angry, I was getting frustrated when I was playing, I was getting upset. I'm 22 years old and it was as if I was 15, like raging. And that's just not healthy. Some of us, including myself, spent way too much time and are spending way too much time on video games. And the problem is, you don't see how detrimental it is to you while you're doing it. The same way, when you're smoking weed, you don't see how negatively it affects your psychology until you go back to being sober again for a while. The level of toxicity nowadays in the gaming community is sky high.
I can't play with your stupid facts. Sorry, but it's not working. You're fucking stupid.
It's never been this bad before, especially with how many people are playing, how big the industry is nowadays. You just can't avoid it. People would literally go out of their way to send me private messages after I've played with them to tell me how trash I am, how much of a bot I am. They would go out of their way to sabotage you on the team just to make a point, or they would just go out of their way to report you because you beat them in a gunfight or something. The negative vibes, you can't help but let them get to you oftentimes. It's especially when you're playing hours and hours in a day. It's just, it's gonna get to you. Video games are made to be addictive. Otherwise, binge culture just wouldn't be a thing. Video games' purpose is literally to make money, to be profitable. And a game developer couldn't continue unless they were executing that efficiently. And to make a video game profitable, it needs to have a big player base that want to essentially spend money buying it or spend money in game to keep it running. To do that, to achieve that, you have to get them invested in the game. And to do that, there are things that are implemented in the design and the mechanics to make you want to play more and more. There are parallels to video games and social media in the same way that they are basically getting you to do all the work. The video game would be nothing without its player base. In the same way, social media would be a blank canvas without its users. Essentially, one of the big tactics that are used nowadays is reward systems. And basically, a reward system is a system that governs how our brain feels about a certain task we're doing. And that could be anything from a job to a chore. And if we keep getting rewarded for the same task, we start to build a relationship in our brain and start developing connections to that task. And so after a while, the more we do the task and the bigger the reward is, the stronger we feel about just doing it. And these reward systems are everywhere in today's video games and can make us more committed to playing regularly so we don't miss out on the limited time rewards, etc, etc. This kind of addictive quality makes the phrase "just 10 more minutes please" very real, because we don't have the self-control to say enough is enough because we're addicted.
One more game, just one more game. I only need to play just one more game.
Not only that, but we all know the phrase gamer rage, and some of us are big ragers ourselves. So many games today are competitive and pit players against each other, like in Battle Royale, and these kinds of games I found have been extremely frustrated and angry. Psychologically, you might even start your gaming session in a good mood, and just by the end of it, even an hour, 2 hours in, you can be so drained just from playing after like 2 hours. And you think about the effect that has on your mental health. Like, it's meant to be fun, you know what I mean? It's meant to be something that you engage with and enjoy and get something out of. But when video games are at a point where you're drained, do you know what I mean? Then you really got to take a step back and think, what am I doing here? And it's the same way social media, going back, is like, you can use it for hours and hours and hours and feel so bad about yourself, compare yourself all the time, and you still use it and use it and use it. Nowadays in 2021, the global gaming marketplace is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, that companies will pay developers to make profitable games, not that positively affect a human being, but that simply just make money. In the end, you need to stop entertaining bullshit in your life. If something doesn't feel good, you need to turn it off at the plug and chuck it in the garage, and watch how you feel the next day. Because I guarantee you, while you think you're so dependent and you need this and you need that, you really don't. You just need to make the conscious decision to change something, and you'll see the benefits from it. I have been gaming heavily for the past 6 months during COVID, and I've realized I need to stop because it's not enjoyable anymore. It's all about balance. I hope you have a wonderful day. My name's been Thought by Zach. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get notified when I post next. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.